Hello YouTube and welcome into the start of something just a little bit different. I am the Game Mechanic here with you as always, but what may be different for you is the game that we're playing. I was one of the very lucky recipients of the Open Dev Early Access program via Sega and Amplitude Studios, and if you don't know what any of these words mean, let me start with a brief explanation. This is Project Humankind, and Project Humankind is an up-and-coming 4X game in development from the Paris-based Amplitude Studios, who you may be familiar with if you've ever played Endless Legend, or Dungeon of the Endless, or Endless Space. Any of the Endless titles are theirs, and if you're familiar with those, you may find some of today's video also familiar. But the Open Dev program is a very it's an early, we're pre-alpha. So this is, don't even look at this like a beta or anything like that. The Open Dev program seeks to offer content creators like me an early chance to play and give feedback on, and an opportunity for the studio to solicit some very narrow feedback based on whatever snippet of the game that they choose to offer. So today we have for you the Towers of Babylon scenario, and there will be future scenarios released in the Open Dev series that hopefully we'll be able to record and bring to you as well. But if you're not familiar, Project Humankind is a very promising title. I'm very excited about it. It is a historical 4X. It is their flagship title, and it is something that I've been looking forward to for a while. This is set to come out sometime in 2021. Without further ado, you can see that we don't have access to a whole lot here. But let's get started with the Towers of Babylon, and let's just take a stroll through this brand new, early pre-alpha footage of a very interesting game. All right, so there are, again, this is Open Dev, so there are some very specific things that we have and a whole lot more that we don't have access to in this particular playthrough. The goal here, it seems to me, is to offer a sandbox for us to get our feet wet and check out some of the visuals as well as maybe some of the play style, maybe the UI, all sorts of stuff that we can check out here. So this is our Towers of Babylon. We are intended to make our city big, maybe make multiple cities, maybe deal with some local wildlife as our form of combat here. There are no other players in this scenario. There are no other AIs in this scenario. It is truly just a dip in the pool for Babylon. We don't even have our settler. We already have Babylon settled here. I will try to walk you through some of the UI stuff and some of the things that we've enjoyed already on stream. If you haven't yet, you can check out the whole VOD. I did stream this at live.twitch.tv/thegamemechanic. So we have Babylon. Babylon can do a great many things. We have a production queue. You may be familiar with some of that. First off, our UI is perhaps just a bit big. Let us go ahead and scale that down, maybe about 70%. There we go. Much better. Much better. Maybe even a little tiny. Let's go a little bit bigger. 75. Oop. 85. Perfect. All right. So Babylon here. And I love that feature, by the way. The UI on this game, pretty darn slick, pretty intuitive so far, as far as I can tell anyways. This is our main city here, and we don't have individual tiles that we work if you're familiar with perhaps the Civ mechanics or things like that, but we do have a citizen here in Babylon that we can assign to do specific things, such as stabilize our loyalty or just work on stability of the city. We can focus on growth, focus on production, can focus on money, we can focus on science. We can drag over our citizen and change our priority. And it seems to me that there's either growth or not growth, right? So either we choose to stagnate or we choose to grow. And there are multiple, you can get so much food that you go faster. But in this particular scenario, it seems like we just grow or not grow. So we will choose to grow. We have some advisor stuff. I will do my best to just take you through it. Again, if you didn't catch the live streams, you might want to check out the VODs. We did take a very in-depth look at the entirety of the tech tree. We have the classical era here. We also have the ancient era here. And we looked through each and every thing, which is pretty darn cool. Again, I wouldn't read too much into this. Again, this is pre-alpha. This isn't meant to be like, hey, this is exactly what the game's going to be at release. Not at all. But we get a good flavor for it. We get a good taste of the things we get to do. Again, cool UI stuff. So as we queue up calendar here, we'll bring into focus this neat little image. We can queue up multiple texts at a time, etc., etc. We could start with calendar here. Seems okay. We could also maybe work towards some units so that maybe you guys can see some combat and things like that. But you can see that we can just kind of queue up a whole bunch of stuff. We can unqueue it just as easily by left-clicking, which is pretty cool. Yeah, sure. Let's start up with some walls and some warriors, maybe some city defense. Maybe we can amass a bit of an army to deal with some of the local wildlife. So back to Babylon. Babylon wants to grow. Babylon also wants to build stuff. You can see kind of some global economy things, including administrators and generals for our army. We have some gold income. We have some options as far as things to build, including our unique astronomy house. We are the Babylonians here. If you are interested in the way that the civs or civilizations or cultures of this game are going to work, we're gonna generally speaking pick an ancient era one, and then we'll get to pick a new one in the classic era, and we'll get a new one in the medieval era, and by the end of the game you'll have this combination of several different cultures, including several different potentially unique buildings or other things like that. So as Babylon here, we are a scientist. We can go into science mode and basically convert all of our citizens and production, our industry money and all that to science, which is seems like it's a very powerful scientific boost. We have the astronomy house, which is a unique quarter, which you will be able to build and get food, science, researchers. Seems cool. Here's our unique unit. Again, maybe we can build some of these and deal with some wildlife stuff. Seems like a good old time. So typically we would have some more, like you can see the different eras here. So much of this is grayed out, so don't worry too much about what we are and aren't doing. Just kind of enjoy it for what it is. This is our mouse wheel. You can see this is a beautiful map and very nice scaling. The discoverability, the graphics, the color, all of that in general, pretty cool. So let's tell Babylon to do something, and then let's move over here to our scout unit. Also, you can see all of our territory here. It's outlined in blue, and we can claim other territories as we go through, which we will certainly do. Farmer's Quarter is something we can build. We can build our astronomy house. We can do our Maker's Quarter. Focuses on industry. And again, if you're familiar with some of the endless titles, some of these symbols and or mechanics may be familiar to you. But this, I believe, will be the ultimate version of all of them. So we have, if you look here very closely, you can see hexes and you can see squares. The squares are like buildings that will stay locally within our capital here and that don't really affect our land and things, versus the quarters have to be placed on tiles. We also have yields, which you can see, although I will play probably most of the scenario with them off. And so I liked very much starting with this millstone. It's going to give us a little bit of extra food. And then we can choose to stagnate for a turn, produce this in 1 turn, as opposed to 2. See our timer here changing. And so we can build this and then get some static food going on and then choose to build more things, which we'll do. We also start with 2 scouts. They're in this regiment, so they are together. And generally speaking, I believe it is best to split these up, assuming I know how to do that, which I believe I do. There we go. And then we can send them off in different directions to scout. So let's do that. We only have 30 turns to play this scenario. Here's our scientist ability, which we could tell Babylon to do. We have some info on our regiment here. We've got scouts. They have movement, combat strength, all the things that you would kind of normally expect to see, stat-wise and info-wise. We have 4 movement on our scouts, so we can just kind of explore and see what the world has to offer here. Maybe up there seems okay. So as we explore here, you can see many different things. This is a luxury resource. This is mercury. Gives us stability and science. Over here, we have, oh, I don't know, something mysterious. Perhaps we will discover it.
Over this way.
We can try to work our way over there. Here's another one. Here's salt. There's another luxury here. Zoomed in as much as I can so that you can see the different things that we're getting. And yeah, let's bring this scout around. And we found copper. Copper is one of the early strategic resources that can help us with units and combat and things like that. We're out of movement on this scout. We're out of movement on this scout, which means our whole turn is complete. So we are researching over here. Progress goes game timer commence, and then we need something in on our production queue as well. So you can see that we don't actually change from growth to like super growth or whatever. So we'll keep industry focused on this particular citizen while we grow. We grow in 8 turns. We'll have a second citizen, which we can then assign. Only 2 spots for growth specialists or citizens. Only 2 slots here for industry, 2 slots for money, etc. So now that we've done that, I think I like the idea of either producing or growing more. So it's time to build a quarter. So we will build a quarter here and get some of the yields from surrounding tiles, as you can see. And we've got a 7 food on here. Don't have to give up anything to do it because it's on farmland already. 7 food seems like a lot. Let's go ahead and build that. It'll be done in 5 turns. That's talking about our administrators. I'm not going to go into a lot of the depth and details. Again, we do that kind of on the live streams if you want that level of info. My goal with this is just to maybe get you a little hype, maybe get you interested, maybe just introduce you to something new that you might enjoy. Let's go see if we can get that little node. Let's go see what it is. Boop. Animal remains, and then we got 5 science out of that, so a little extra science for us. And we find an animal sanctuary. So combat-wise, contention-wise, we are in the ancient era, so we have some wildlife to deal with. You'll see those kind of as they come up. But these animal sanctuaries do need to be dealt with. Otherwise, they basically, I believe, keep spawning animals. Oh, speaking of, just saw the glimpse of a woolly mammoth. Let's go see it.
Over this way.
Where are you, Wooly? Ooh, we've got another.
Follow me.
Very nice. Hey, there it is. So this, in our combat preview, we've got 13 versus 13. It would not be a great idea to attack this mammoth. And spoiler alert, mammoths tend to travel in herds.
Come over here.
I don't know if that's actually true, but
off we go.
For our purposes today, it is. I assume that would be true. Another animal sanctuary. So we could choose to build up a military and go and squish out all these woolen mammoths out. So another turn in the books. We continue to build our quarter, which you can see is changing some of our topography and our land.
Come over here. Off we go. Follow me.
And we could, of course, queue up many turns at a time. I'm just sort of enjoying. I like the reveal. I think visually this is a very exciting game. Again, I think a good job as far as UI design, map design, and frankly sound design. Been very much enjoying the sights and sounds of this game.
Come over here. All right.
So you can see all of the things as we kind of explore. There are a few wonders on this map that we can find. 2 turns left here for Babylon. Continues to grow.
Follow me.
We get this time a little bit of money. How about it? We should go over. Why don't I bring this character back? And let's claim another territory. Let's work on claiming another territory. It can be expensive to do so, so we can only do so a couple times in this scenario at most. And it seems to reason that we should maybe grab a territory with something new. We've got a stone, copper, another stone. That's a salt deposit. To mercury, of course, more salt, and some horses, strategics, all over there. Let's just claim this one that's right next to our territory. So come back here and we'll figure out where to plant a city, or an outpost, as it were.
Over this way.
Ooh, very, again, very colorful, very visually interesting.
Yes, sir.
See the animals moving in between turns here. You can see the combat preview. I won't leave you without a little bit of combat. Again, we're teching towards a warrior or two, so we'll try to take out a unit and see. So you can see what that is like. But our scouts, not particularly adept at fighting. Ooh, what's that? Let's go down and find it. Oh, we've got a mammoth. Got a mammoth in our way. Let's not go through it. Let's go around it. All right. City defense. So we have teched our palisades and our warriors. Back into the tech tree. What should we go to next? Probably the copper if we're going to go settle it and deal with some mammoth-sized problems. Let's tech all the way to bronze working, shall we?
Let's go.
Ooh, nope. Go around it. Go around that mammoth.
Off we go.
Hey, look. A natural wonder. So, again, I wouldn't read too much into the effects of this quite yet. All the wonders seem to share some zone of control effects, which you can read at the bottom of this. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Again, they have an ability. There's a wonder. We could settle it. But we're so early on that I wouldn't freak out about any particular aspect at this stage. And we are finding another natural wonder here as well. Very, very cool. See it at the bottom as far as the control effects. It shares those. And then there are yields or whatever on this tile as well. What's this? Marble. And we have an idle city, so we have our food, so we should be growing. Now we grow in 3. And we have the ability to build things, including scouts, warriors. Maybe build a warrior or 2, or just wait for our copper unit. Let's go ahead and get some industry, and then we can build a bit of an army. So we'll start our maker's quarter, which gives us industry, which is productive.
Follow me. Understood.
Okay.
Come over here.
So let's set up shop right next to this copper deposit. Lots of lush farmland here. Seems reasonable. So the way that we do this is we first need to claim our territory. You can see the different divided regions here. We first claim it, and then once it's ours, we can put a settlement on it, given that we have the resources to do so. So I am pretty happy to claim. Let's put the city right there. Again, lots of nice farmland. We'll do it right next to the deposit here. And then we have our idle army here again. The scout just kind of put down, laid claim to it. We need one more turn to have full control and get the ability to drop a settlement. Let's
Come over here.
backtrack back a bit with this scout. We'll come find this one as well. Dun, dun, dun. Did you not give me the discovery? Population gain. More people, more power. Very nice. So, Babylon, now we have a second citizen, which again, I think we can use on either gold or production. I think I like the production. This is a bad combat preview again. Seems like it would not go well for us.
Follow me. Let's go.
More deposits here. That was enough science to put us over the top for bronze working here. Finally, I think we'll get an archer or two with carpentry. That looks like marble. There it is. Found the wonder.
Over this way.
Okay. Go grab that. What is it? Boop. More science. Got our ability to make archers now.
Let's go.
Pick up this one. Find even more. Look at the colors. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. So nothing going on here. We've got a little food. We've got some production. Time to build an army, I think. So maybe 2 archers. Let's start with. And we need some research, so you can see just some classical age stuff. We could, in fact, get to this if we wanted to pop our science ability. But it does take basically all of your city's resources, and I want to build an army at the moment, so I don't think we're going to be working on that. We could start teching towards fishing and sailing, though. So let's go around the mountain.
Okay.
Cliffside. Out of movement, but we'll go get that in a second. Ooh, there's that mammoth. Got a bone to pick with you, mammoth. More horses. Another strategic for units. Bada bing. Coffee. Coffee. Science there.
Off we go.
So 4 movement on our scouts lets us explore pretty quickly. Pretty quickly. Sure, let's go see what's over here. Some woods. Look at all this production I've left on the yields. I said I wouldn't do that. And here I did. All right, so we have our first regiment of archers here. I think we'll have them hang out and wait for more. So we can tell them to... what can we do? Isn't there a skip sentry? Fishing? A lot of attention to detail. I very much enjoy, again, sounds and sights.
Over this way.
More science, man. all the science. All this science in current year?
Come over here. Let's go.
Okay, so I think we have 2 sets of archers here. Now we combine them. Oh, I didn't turn this into a thing, which I meant to. Let's do it now. So in 3 turns, we eat up a bunch of our gold to do this. But we want to make a city here and then perhaps get this copper online for our unique unit. So we're going to create an outpost, eats our money. And I suppose since I was foolish and didn't do that earlier, and therefore we don't have the copper, let's just go ahead and make some warriors. And once we have these warriors, we'll go kick some moose butt.
Off we go.
Just doing
on it.
coastal exploration here.
Let's go. Off we go. Follow me. Over this way. Come over here. Let's do it.
Okie dokie.
Over this way. I'm on it.
Money that time. Very nice. How you doing? 2 turns left. There's our warrior. Combine those. So now we have a warrior and 2 archers in this regiment. Slots for 1 more. And then we could unlock that later on with other tech.
Let's go. Come over here.
The Great Blue Hole. Another wonder for us to find. And all of the science. Okay. So 2 turns on our last warrior. Research done. What shall we queue now? I don't know if we'll be able to get there, but we'll try. We'll try.
Over this
The
way.
game goes very quickly.
Off we go.
Science.
Follow me.
So we'll explore up here to the tundra, so you can get a feel for all of the different terrain types. Ooh, an event here. All right, so these events are pretty neat. They pop up kind of throughout the game. They add flavor and function. So this is the first calendar. The invention of the calendar heralded a glorious day in the Empire's nation. Now with 2 major cities, the numerous farming affairs needed to be harmonized across the land, it is time to standardize this calendar. Traders must have an easy means of synchronizing their activities, by which means do you choose to track the days. It can be solar or lunar. If you aren't familiar, we follow a solar calendar, the number of times the Earth goes around the sun. Let's be different and go lunar calendar.
Follow me. Come over here.
Tundra.
Over this
Tundra
way.
has goodies. Cool. All right, one more turn on this warrior. Very nice. All right. And we have our newest city here. So it also has 1 citizen, a little bit of garrison strength. It has some lovely yields. Are our city centers any different? Yeah. So 5 gold, 8 production, 5 science, and 5 food. And over here we have 5 gold, 5 production, 5 science, and 7 food. I guess the difference is there that we settled on different terrain. So let's go ahead and keep that food thing going. Oh, I could also, you know what? Let's go ahead. Rather than that, let's get this copper online. Yes. that will take us... Get that out of there. We go. That'll take us 4 turns to get done. Now it'll take 3. Although I've filled up my army without my unique unit. All right, we've got a full army. Let's go and use it.
Will do. Understood.
That's a geyser. Let's see.
Off we go.
See the yields for those of you interested
Follow
in such
me.
things.
Let's go. Come over here.
Idle City. Still don't have my copper for this. Let's build a castle. Just to see what it's like. I haven't done this yet. So the castle gives you fortification, combat strength, adjacent to the district. So we should maybe castle like right in between here. We're going to lose some yields. But I kind of want to see what it looks like. I'm going to build it right there. Masonry tucked.
Off we go. Yes.
Come here, Mammoth.
Right.
We must take you down. It is the Babylonians' only purpose. Defeat the Mammoth.
Over this way. Follow me. Let's go.
All right, and then we're kind of stuck over here with this particular scout, so we'll try to give it a route home. Hello. All right. Let's do battle.
Yes.
So, my side is stronger overall here, so we get a bit of a combat preview. The way that I looked at this is a nice happy medium between something like 1 unit per tile, like a Civ has, and something like mass combat, like a Total War series. You kind of get the best of both worlds here. We can have multiple rounds of combat within 1 turn. And the first thing we have to do is confirm the battle, then we'll deploy some units into a small region here, and then you'll see how the rest of it works. So, we have our archers. So normally something like terrain seems like it's very, very impactful. This is maybe poor terrain since my entire side of the battle here is flatland. I guess that would kind of work. The range on our archers is 3. And maybe if we just set up like this, we'll be okay. So we're actually fighting 2 mammoths. Mammy? Mammy? So taking some shots with our archers, and we take down the first. So we could be aggressive and go and attack this, which seems like a decent idea to me. Took down about half of its health. Almost the whole other half. And here come the wildlife. Oh! Mammoth down. Mammoth down! We've drug in a moose. Wildlife sticks together, it seems like. The fearsome moose. It's no match for us. there you go. Battle complete. That's just, again, a taste of what the battles are going to be like. We don't have a proper battle besides just murdering more and more animals. And that's okay. It gives you a good feel for it. And again, I kind of like it. We'll see what the final version looks like. But as I said, I think it's a neat place in between like individual unit control and sort of mass battle tactics, which, field tactics, that's true to history, I think. So we got our copper online, and we can go ahead and build a couple of our unique units. We may do that, but again, there's not too much more to fight for us. So maybe we just queue up some basic infrastructure here. We can build our observatory. Perhaps not in the world's best spot for it. How about over here? That seems pretty good. Let's do it. So there's our castle. It's got some nice walls around it. More money. So, as you can tell, 30 turns is kind of the perfect amount of time to just do this. Do as much as we can. Well, we can go look for another opponent or two with our army since we have it.
Let's go. Over this way.
Okay. Idle City. We don't like that. We're done with our castle. What else could we build that is fun? Harbor, perhaps? All the way over here. 8 food. Seems good. Let's build a harbor. We're going to grow again soon as well. Now, normally you will be able to pick your civ. This is obviously just specifically for Babylon.
Yes. All right. Yes.
Come on, Moose.
Over here.
Ooh, Mammoth. Mammoth.
Off we go.
The other thing I can do, maybe when this harbor's done, I'll hit this science ability, and you all can see how good it is, because it seems very good to me. Where'd you go? And try to ransack the... We shall ransack the... That's one of the things we haven't done, the sanctuary, which gives us rewards and also, again, I believe prevents units from spawning, although I do not have all of the info, nor do I know all the details. I'm just an excited streamer. Oh, there he is. Take you down. Oh, there are 2. Let's do it anyways. Yeah, so we got our 22 gold from ransacking that spawn point. The fact that it's called a spawn point probably means that I'm correct in that they do, in fact, spawn units. So here's an example of where we can kind of take the higher ground to some degree, although not too much. And we can use our warriors here to defend, our archers, and our deployment. The mammoths get to place 2. I don't see them.
That's not possible.
Oh, I see them down there. They'll probably come after my archers. I've now moved out of out of protection range. Oh, here they come. After my archers. As one would expect. Here comes the other one. Where'd you go? There it is. Ooh, my best intentions. We'll attack with the archer. Attack with this archer. Move you there. a little more damage on our archers, I think. Oh, no, we can probably kill it. Aha! Victory! Lost some strength. Little battle. Little breakdown. Very cool. Very, very cool. All right. New event. All right, and we have another event. This one is the pecking of poultry. So again, flavor-wise, you get something, and then function-wise, we're going to get something too. I won't dramatically read this one for you, but the effects are plus stability for 10 turns. What's this one? Plus faith for 10 turns. That's something, again, you're not seeing here today, are like the faith mechanics. And here we could get science for 10 turns. I think they are nailing it as far as flavor and the fun of things like this. I'm a big fan of taking your time and going through all of this. I don't want to spend that amount of time here today, so we'll just pick a reward, and hopefully we can get a little more into detail in future playthroughs. Scouts.
Let's go.
Nice, went right through that horde. Oh, city stagnation. So we need to give them a... Oh, no, they're growing. We're okay. We were stagnating. All right, so we have 4 turns on the 4 turns on the game here. I want to turn on science mode here. So there we go. So now we have 87 science. So some of these tech tree things that seemed so far away are mere turns. Although I'd like to reset all of the things that I've queued. There. So we reset all that. We'll go into standing army. So tons of science now in Babylon. It's because we're converting all of the other things to it. So
Over this way.
oh, and we must have. I missed the exploration of this particular village or whatever, but it seems like it gave us a regiment here. So there are our scouts, and here are some more warriors.
Over this way.
So that is one of the many rewards that we can get. Oop, you are stuck. Wildlife definitely gets in the way. We're probably really going to want to focus on clearing sanctuaries and things like that once we are playing the game. And I think I'll just have them retire. They've done a great job taking down those mammoths.
Over this way.
Get through this time. Let's go ahead and our armies can also do other things. Any unit can claim territory. Our next city would be significantly more expensive. We have tons of money. We totally could have done it this game or this time through. But claim territory, ransack to get the resources, and also cut forests to give us industry boosts. So if we needed more farmland, we could maybe do that. But for now, just going to have them sentry. And I'll have you come sentry over here too. I don't think I can get to anywhere else. Oh, maybe. That's interesting. Dun, 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 dun. Nice.
Okay.
All right. That is as much as we were able to explore. We almost got all of it. But I hope you all have enjoyed this little preview. Let me know what you think. Are you excited? Are you cautiously optimistic? How are you feeling about it? Let me know in the comments below. And, don't forget to stop by twitch.tv/thegamemechanic, where we definitely take our time and go through every little ability that is in the game. So thanks for watching, everybody. This is the final turn of the game. We can go see basically a victory screen or a completion screen, as it were, which we can do. Oh, there are more volunteers. Look at that. Look at that. High rolled it.
Let's go.
High rolled it. All right, intern. There is the end of it. There's a lovely little outro video, and you can see all the things we did. I've gone through this a few times. Again, only so much to do, but super fun to see it. So grateful to be able to have this access and this opportunity. If you're out there and you're a content creator as well, I'll leave a link to the Open Dev program below the video, so get involved there. Even if you aren't a content creator, I believe you can apply and see if you can get your feedback heard as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this very different departure from our usual videos. And we will see you in the next one.